Is this a Nomad? No. Bronson? No. Tall Boy? Mega Tower? High Tower? It's actually the new Santa Cruz 5010, and it's official that all enduro and trail bikes in the Santa Cruz lineup are impossible to tell apart. We're gonna go through the differences and the similarities between this new 5010 and the old one. And by the end of this video, hopefully you'll know if this new whip is the bike for you. Visually, the bike has obviously changed. With that physical change, the playful 5010 spirit gets even more sprightly with a progressive lower link VPP design, which puts the center of gravity down low between the wheels. The bike stays true to its rear travel, remaining at that sweet spot of playful, 130 millimeters. Up front, however, the stock fork travel gets bumped up to 140 millimeters from 130 previously. Santa Cruz says, get creative with your surroundings in their 5010 marketing material. So we tried just that. Decided to come explore. We looked at the golf course map. This is a 5-star area. We had to go. The Solo was the perfect bike for it. Excuse me, the 5010 was the perfect bike for it. We were not disappointed. Toilet bowl. Back up. Cobwebs. With the new SRAM Eagle 52 tooth, I feel like I'm on a rocket ship to the moon. Danny Mac, eat your heart out. Hello. Midlife crisis moves trying to recapture our youth aside, the improvements on the 5010's frame design and suspension can be felt on the trail. During a back-to-back test between the old and the new 5010, our race times were literally identical. We'd had a year and a half on the older version of the bike and just a few days on the new one, so there are things to get used to, but you can't say that the old bike is a dog by any means. Our new 5010 had a slower rolling tire setup with that Maxxis Minion DHR2 Max Grip tire up front, that's how they spec it, compared to the faster rolling tire setup on our older 5010. Through the rougher portions of trail, the new 5010 felt more composed, and popping off lips and springing out of berms was snappier. The old 5010 had a bit of that bucking bronco feeling through multiple big hits. The new 5010 tamed those wild moments. As we joked, all Santa Cruz bikes now look alike. They're impossible to tell apart, but there's a beauty to that, especially if you're the last model to get the treatment. The 5010 embraces all the positive elements of the lower link VPP models and refines the concept further in both the C and CC carbon frame options. The shock tunnel is now bigger to fit a wide variety of 210 by 50 mm shock models, including COIL shocks, which bodes well for the newer progressive spring curve of the bike. There's still a high and low flip chip, but chainstay lengths are size specific across the extra small through extra large size run. All the measurements we'll talk about next are in the low setting. The previous 5010 had 426 millimeter chainstay lengths across the board. Now the extra small and small are at 424 mils, the medium at 427, large at 430, and extra large at 432 millimeter chainstays. This balances the bike for any size rider. Reach measurements across the size range get a bump. Our medium in the low setting is 447 millimeter reach compared to the 437 mil reach on the older model. The new size large 5010 is at 472 millimeters in the reach department compared to 457 on the old version. Head angle should keep the crowds happy at 65.4 degrees in the low setting, with high mode hardly different at 65.7 degrees. Bottom bracket height changes a mere 4 millimeters from 334 to 338 millimeters between flip chip settings. The seat angle on our medium test bike is 77 degrees on the dot. Max rear tire size for the new 5010 is a 27.5 by 2.6, and all the frames use a SRAM universal derailleur hanger. 6 different build kits of the new 5010 start at $4,099 and creep up to $8,099 US. If you're really jonesing to get this new fun machine, the base level $4,099 5010 CR is a start, but you end up with a pretty portly SRAM NX Eagle drivetrain, SRAM Guide T brakes, and some other less refined spec.
So much fun.
It'll get the job done, but the heft of that build may hamper the playfulness you're looking for in the 5010. If you can scrape up another $900 for the 5010 CS, you'll probably be stoked with the slightly lighter and more precise GX Eagle drivetrain, SRAM G2R brakes, Fox 34 float performance fork, RockShox Super Deluxe Select Plus shock, the new 40mm Bergtech stem, and Raceface AR wheels. As the price goes up, you're choosing between a SRAM X01 and a Shimano XT kit, and baller upgrades like Santa Cruz Reserve 30 carbon wheels. Our macked out 5010 X01 RSV model tipped the financial scales, but aside from going full wireless drivetrain, you get a top shelf spec across the board. All Santa Cruz frames have a lifetime warranty for the original owner, and free lifetime pivot bearing replacement is just a cherry on top. Santa Cruz is also known for their dedicated local bike shops, so head on over to a shop near you if you want to demo a new 5010. Initial impressions on the new 5010?
Yeah, I gotta tell you what, this is a fun little play bike. If it was around 10 years ago, it would have been my slalom bike of choice. Now that we're not racing as much slalom, it's still incredible in your local bike park scene. Fast, flowy trails, this thing eats it up. Super playful, super agile, just dices up the turns, and man, it loves the back wheel.
Hey, 29er people, 27.5 ain't dead. If anything, it's just getting started with a bike like the Solo. I mean the 5010. Hit up SantaCruzBicycles.com for more info or to find a local Santa Cruz dealer, and hit up VitalMTB.com so you can see the full breakdown of the bike and the build kits.